I'm Christopher Ryan. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the sequences that led up to creating this Lord of the Flies Thailand-inspired photo shoot. A little bit of the sequence about how I arrived here. I moved to Thailand in 2016. Visited Koh Si Chang, a beautiful island only about an hour and a half by bus away from Bangkok, with my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, Jep, just to check it out. I've always been fascinated with maps, and it looked like an interesting place to visit. While we were there, we discovered a grounded boat, and it was just really fascinating. So we did some portrait shoots with Jep, myself as well, just with the cell phones. And on the way back, just started dreaming about some possibilities, what we could do there. And Lord of the Flies immediately came to mind because there were some other elements to this place. The rocky shoreline, the crashing waves, the kind of scary jungle. There were some structures that reminded me of like a fort or a place that kids could survive and get a little bit out of the elements of the wind. It started out originally just to be digitals for my website, and then it sort of evolved into creating these inexpensive but still pretty cool canvas effects, 16 by 20s. And now it's evolved into this movie poster project, which was featured at Zeitgeist Theater in New Orleans in the lobby for Photo Noah Festival 2022.
In the picturesque month of October 2017, Chris embarked on a memorable journey to Koh Si Chang, accompanied by his beloved boyfriend and future husband, Jep. Located just a stone's throw away from the bustling metropolis of Bangkok, this tranquil island paradise beckoned with its enchanting allure. A mere 2-hour journey by bus and ferry offered swift access to this hidden gem, captivating their hearts from the very beginning. As they immersed themselves in the island's splendor, they discovered a profound love for its natural beauty, the warmth of its people, and the sheer convenience of seamless transportation. The simplicity of traversing from city to island sanctuary sparked a sense of ease and excitement within their souls. The biggest draw, the complete lack of tourists. Armed with the freedom of a motorbike, Chris and Jep embarked on an adventurous exploration of the island's hidden corners. And it was during one of these exhilarating rides that fate intervened, unveiling an unexpected treasure. An old grounded boat, weathered by time and tides, stood as a poignant symbol of untold stories and forgotten journeys. Recognizing its extraordinary potential, Chris and Jep seized the moment, using this captivating backdrop to create a series of evocative photographs. As much as he loved the photos of Jep on the boat, Chris couldn't stop thinking of a bigger project. This is where his love of coming-of-age stories, beautiful Thai boys, and nature came together. The initial trip to Koh Si Chang took place in October of 2017. Based in Bangkok at the time, Christopher's mind buzzed with ideas upon his return. He immediately began planning a photo shoot that would capture the essence of adolescence, coming of age, struggle for survival, and other themes. Through the help of friendly Thai people, the actual shoot was able to take place just a few months later in February of 2018. Christopher's assistant, Crew R, played a vital role, driving the project forward on the logistical side. She swiftly connected with the island's mayor, who eagerly offered his assistance. As luck would have it, the mayor was not only a community leader but also led the Thai Scout troop and owned a taxi company on the island. The planning process became an exciting endeavor as the team managed to keep everything within a shoestring budget. The mayor's support and local connections helped navigate language barriers and ensure the smooth execution of the project.
กลางทะเลอย่างเงี้ยแล้วเราก็เป็นเหมือนครูพาไปทัศนศึกษาแต่ว่ามันเกิดอุบัติเหตุเครื่องบินน่ะมันตกลงทะเลแล้วพวกเราว่ายน้ำได้ไงแล้วก็ขึ้น
หมวกเลน
อยู่ไหนนะคะ
อยู่ในกระเป๋าหนู
ต้องมีพร็อพ
พร้อมหรือยัง Are you ready Are you ready
Yeah, ready.
Are you ready Yeah good
This movie poster is the only one that has all 9 kids in it at the same time. The center boy is named Rain. We brought him with us from Bangkok. He had already modeled for me in the past and continued to model for me throughout the time that I lived in Bangkok. All the rest of the boys came from the Boy Scout group.
Okay, yes. And then gonna be, this one is for Jack.
พี่ก้านเป็นแจ็ค
พี่ก้าน
หนูเป็นหัวหน้าโจรนะลูก
He's the
ยักษ์
he's the bad guy.
แบดกายนะ
Kon Maidi.
Ralph was the one that I identified with the most. I kind of thought of him as the good character, the peaceful character, kind of the logical one that wanted to do things that would benefit everybody, that would bring people together and keep people safe, without too much conflict. So it's really cool for me to have Rain be that particular character. And all of these characters really worked out like exactly to match their personality, even though I hadn't really met these kids before. So I was really happy with how this all worked out. There's 6 movie posters. They generally follow the same sequence of events as in the book, as in the film, and also definitely as depicted on my website. So anyway, and this first one is called The Boys Arrive on Shore. And as you can see, they're just kind of sitting there. They just survived the storm. They survived this boat crash, but they're just sitting there going, what the hell just happened? Where are we? So they're kind of stunned. They're just sitting there, just trying to gather their wits. They haven't really started to discuss food or shelter, drinking water, or anything like that yet. They're just sitting there. They're kind of lost. The second sequence in the second movie poster is called The Boys Seek Shelter. So what do you do when something bad happens? You have you get stranded because of a flat tire somewhere. You go look for, and you don't have a cell phone. You go look for a home or a business nearby, kind of under temporary shelter, sit in a cafe. So these kids crashed on what they figured was a deserted island. And they just, after they sat around for a little bit, they start to go off into the jungle to figure out where they're going to sleep, what they're going to do. The scene is about Ralph promising shelter, finding shelter. Ralph, our initial premise was to convince the boys, logically so, in a peaceful manner, this shelter was very important. I was really blessed that there was this cool structure already there on the shore, just about 100 meters away from the boat. So this is actually the real scene. The background was edited in later for the movie posters, but not for the website and the original prints. This one is about Jack on some food. So Jack was kind of the wild kid, the aggressive. I think of him as kind of a bully because he was mean to some of the other kids. He encouraged other kids to laugh at it when he pushed these kids or made fun of the other kids, and that's an intimidation factor that got him a lot of his followers. But in this case, we actually have Ralph standing next to him. Jack actually provided the food. He came back with this wild hog that he had promised to kill and capture and cook for the other kids, and they're all standing around. I kind of like how Piggy's really like staring at it, like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get to eat this thing."
In a nod to the symbolism of the novel and movie Lord of the Flies, the boys engaged in a transformative ritual, body painting. Just like in the original story, the act of applying war paint created a metaphorical mask, allowing them to shed their former identities as innocent boys and embrace their inner savagery. For Christopher, this ritual held great significance. As an international body paint model, he understood the power of art as a form of self-expression.
This one I call Ralph and Jack Square Off. Obviously, everybody's looking there like, oh, what should we do here? This is the first time they really like seriously face off in front of the other kids. What's interesting here is that Piggy is kind of standing in the middle. Really interesting thing about Piggy is this was something that was really important to me, to have an actual real Piggy that physically matched what was depicted in the film as well as in the book. So I had my assistant crew call in advance. She was talking to the mayor of this island, and I'm in the background going, tell him you want a Piggy, tell him you want a Piggy. And she see her put her hand over the phone and say, Christopher, he want to say to you, he have the Piggy for you. And it turned out he was the mayor, not only the mayor of this island, but also the leader of the Boy Scouts. And I was really worried about this Piggy character the whole time because I wanted it to have a lot of authenticity to it. And there's not a lot of little roommate Thai kids. They're mostly, thin kids. A lot of them look very similar. So when we arrived and found this kid, I was just amazed and just like super happy because he really fits the character perfectly. This is the final movie poster in this sequence. It's also the final sequence in the website version. On the website, it's called Death of a Boy, and I think I titled this Death of Simon and the art labels. So Simon was this really peaceful character, and he never really wanted to take a side. He didn't want to choose between Jack or Ralph.
The boys mistake Simon for the beast. Then they fell on him and beat him to death.